We have a wide variety of nutrients which can be included and which should be included actually in our routine. Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, folate, iron, magnesium, selenium, everything is very important for our health. But we have evidences for vitamin C, for vitamin D, and zinc. And you also must have heard about these three things during this COVID phase. Everyone is recommending to have some supplements of these three things, right? So today we are going to discuss about the food sources of vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc because they have their special role in overall immunity as well as respiratory immunity. So first of all, we are talking about vitamin C. The most beautiful thing about vitamin C is all the sources can be eaten raw or with minimal processing, as vitamin C is heat labile, means it can be destroyed with heating. If we overcook the foods, vitamin C can be destroyed very easily. So the source is amla, Indian gooseberry, which is a rich source of vitamin C, and it is very easy to include in our daily diet. And now it is in season also. You can make amla juice or you can make chutney out of it, or you can just add to your vegetables, or you just boil it and have it with the meals. So it is very easy to get amla in market, and it is very easy to incorporate, and it is very good source of vitamin C. So you must put effort to have amla in everyday routine. Other sources include guava, orange, raw mango, capsicum, red amaranth, lemon, star fruit, lettuce. All these are the good source. One thing is left here, drumsticks. Drumsticks are also a very good source of vitamin C, and they have anti-inflammatory properties and anti-diabetic properties also. Usually we are just adding drumsticks in sambar, but I always advise you can add drumsticks to your regular dals also. They are very good for arthritis, they are very good for diabetes, and they are also a good source of vitamin C. So this is all about vitamin C. The next nutrient which we'll talk about is vitamin D. Vitamin D is also termed as sunshine vitamin. It enhances the calcium absorption. It helps in formation of bones. Vitamin D is actually not only a vitamin, it acts as a hormone. So every other system is being affected if vitamin D deficiency is there in our system. It enhances the innate immunity and it inhibits the development of autoimmunity. We have very limited sources for vitamin D. Milk and milk products, egg yolk, mushrooms, fatty fishes, green leafy vegetables. These have some amount of vitamin D, but largely we are dependent on sunshine to synthesis for the vitamin D synthesis as is being synthesized under the skin. For sunshine, it is very important that we are taking sunshine with 18% of the exposed body parts, and we shall not apply sunscreen when we are taking sun for specifically for the vitamin D synthesis. Sunscreen need to be avoided. Also 18% will include your face, your neck, and your arms. These parts should be exposed. And the sunshine we have to take from morning 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The rays which are we are getting 10 to 2 are the most beneficial to boost up the synthesis of vitamin D in under the skin. So we need to put an effort to get the sun rays. Although the food products are also there for vitamin D, but negligible amount of vitamin D is there in the food, and if you have the severe deficiency, we can move to the supplement also after consulting a physician. Next element is the zinc. Zinc is a trace element which is found in our body in a very little amount, approximately only 2 grams of the body weight. But it is a very important part of every cell. An interesting fact about the zinc is that a marginal deficiency may impact your immunity. Zinc status of soil determines the concentration of zinc in our food. And in India, zinc concentration of soil is really poor. Zinc performs many functions as a part of every cell of the body. It is essential for normal growth, development, reproduction, and immunity. Besides this, zinc improves our digestion, it assists in the perception of taste, and the most beautiful thing about the zinc is it gives a bounce to our hair. Let's move on to the sources of zinc. Animal sources are shellfish, oyster, seafoods, dairy products, and eggs. Plant sources are grains, beans, kabuli chana, cashew nuts. Cashew nuts are also rich in vitamin C. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are also very good for diabetic people, good for insulin resistance, as well as they are good for prostate health in men. Peanut butter, again, a good source of zinc, but you need to refrain yourself from the ready-made peanut butter because of the preservatives. So you can prepare peanut butter at home also. Everything which has preservatives, which has food colors, which has other chemicals added to it may not have all the nutrition for which we are thinking and we are consuming. Sesame seeds are also a good source of zinc, and we have many winter delicacies coming in the season made out of sesame seeds. You can include those things in your routine, and also you can include your sesame seeds. You can stuff in your chapatis or in any vegetable, or you can sprinkle sesame seeds on your salads as well to get the health benefits of all kind of foods and get the good amount of zinc in your system. So apart from the balanced meal plate and balanced diet and macros and micros, we are blessed with a lot of herbs in our kitchen or kitchen garden, which can be used to prevent, to cure certain ailments, and to raise our body's immunity. We have the wisdom of using so many herbs: ginger, garlic, turmeric, licorice, star anise, basil, lemongrass, cinnamon, bay leaf, clove, green cardamom. We are already using all these herbs in our kitchen. We are adding already many of the things in our food. So turmeric is one of the food, one of the herb which is anti-inflammatory in nature. We can add, look for the organic turmeric because it is very important ingredient of our diet. We are adding turmeric to every kind of vegetable and many preparations, and we have to get 100% benefits if we are using the raw turmeric or we are using the organic turmeric powder. Curcumin is its an active ingredient which is anti-inflammatory, which is antiviral, which is antibacterial. So we must use all these herbs. About the licorice root, you must have heard licorice is good for your coughing. Whenever cough is there, people are suggesting to take a piece of licorice in the mouth so that cough can be suppressed. And star anise is also a very good herb which is good for digestion. Basil, you all must know about it, tulsi, and we all are using all these kind of herbs. You can have a lemongrass plant in your kitchen garden. Lemongrass is a very aromatic plant and it is commonly used in Thai cooking, but we can make a very fragrant cup of tea if we have lemongrass in our kitchen garden. So its fragrance, it is also used in aromatherapies, and it is good for diabetes, it is good for water retention, and it is good for your respiratory immunity as it is also a rich source of vitamin C. Cinnamon is also a very potent herb which is anti-inflammatory in nature. So all these herbs we must use in cooking. But people nowadays are making kadha of it. They are gathering everything and putting in the water, and they are making a thick concentrate syrup out of it, and they drinking. But I always suggest if you are taking anything for the therapeutic benefits, always take an advice from an expert, because unknowingly, unnecessary, if you are taking all these kadhas, it may give you the heartburn, it may give you the ulceration, it may have the heating side effects of these things. So whenever we are using in food, that's okay. But if you're taking in kadha, so always consult or always start with one ingredient only.